Okay, ready? All right. Okay, with your permission. Once again, good evening. And as I was told, there was a unanimous decision to make a 3-series class on the topic of Emunah. So I'll tell you, this was a very difficult task. Why was it difficult? Because there's a chazal, a rabbi say, that if a person who is teaching a class or giving over a class on a certain topic, but he himself does not apply the material, he himself doesn't follow that lifestyle, what's going to happen? It's not going to be receptive to the congregants, to the audience. Why? It's called spiritual DNA, right? So if I give something over to you, let's say, for example, I don't know, I'm giving you an hour class of how good it is not to smoke. I don't smoke, but let's say, right? Don't smoke. And it's bad for you. It's hazardous. The Torah says you're not allowed to. By the way, it's true. Right, Miriam? Yeah. Allah and Marwan. And nothing. And I myself smoke. Guess what's going to happen? That whole hour was a waste of time for you and for me. So I was put to a great test. And all I can tell you, I was tested tremendously this whole week with the topic of Emunah. Who's not? Right, but I feel like, God put a little cherry on top for me. Oh, you want to teach about Emunah? Yeah, they want to teach about Emunah. Let's see if you have it. So it was, I hope I did good so that the information will be receptive. But Emunah, what happened? We'll let you know. Okay. That's good. That's good. After 3 classes. Truthfully, Emunah is a lifetime's work. And it's not like a knee-jerk reaction. You hear one good shiur and that's it. Emunah is mamash a lifetime's work. It's like a muscle. When you don't work out a certain muscle for a long time, through time, the muscle gets weaker. You always have to work it out. Emunah is something you always need to feed yourself, right? So these 3 courses are going to be more or less based on a book that is written by Rav Soloveitchik. It's called the Beis HaLevi on Bitachon. It's a lifesaver. It's a game changer. It can be found in your local Judaicas. It's zooming, so it's going straight to me. It's crooked? Okay.
I'm a perfectionist.
Me too. So yeah, hopefully after today you won't be such a perfectionist.
I'm not also.
You know what I mean. Got it. All right. So mainly the class will be based on Rav Soloveitchik, the Beit HaLevi. He has different essays, many discourses on the topic of bitachon, emunah. Bitachon can be translated as trust, and emunah is more or less translated as faith. Trust and faith in Hashem. Once again, it's a lifetime's work. Don't think after 1 class, oh, I'm an expert and that's it. You have to work on this every single day. And emunah is not when everything is going well. When everything is going well, everything is going according to plan, it's very easy to believe in God. When does emunah kick in? When does it show that you really have emunah? When things aren't going well. When it's hard to pay the bills. When we're not passing the classes, when the guys are saying no to us, or for those who are going to be watching on the internet, the girls that are breaking up with us, right? It's when things aren't going well, that's when the emunah kicks in. And if you're able to catch yourself and say, you know what, Hashem, you're the master, you're the creator, you're the director, you're the boss. Everything is in your hands. I'm in your hands. I'm okay. I'm good. I'm happy. I'm going to be the way I am. I'm not going to lose hope. I'm not going to cuddle under my blanket for 12 hours. I'm with you. That person can really say he has emunah and bitachon and Hashem. So usually when you start a course, you start with page 1. But today I'd like to start with you from chapter 35.
Oh.
Yes, chapter 35 from the Beit Levi. And as they advertised this class, it was titled My Plan versus His Plan, God's Plan, right? So the Beit Levi says, what happened? Someone's called me. What do we do to him? It's okay.
Now it is working.
So he says like this. The Beit Levi says, he opens chapter 35 and telling us that the key to everyday life, the key that's applicable to every single challenge, and he says today you'll be getting a gift. You're not gonna only get the key to one room in the hotel. He says you'll be getting the key to the entire hotel. And what's the key? Sometimes you have a goal. A person has a goal. What's the goal? No, I want to get a house. I want to buy a house. I want to get married. I want to become a nurse, a doctor, a lawyer. I want a certain thing. I have a certain goal. And the Beit Levi says, and a person believes that this goal can't be achieved without Hashem. He believes that. Hashem, I know I can't achieve this goal without you. That's a pretty good level, right? I can't do this without you. That's a good level. But where does he go wrong here? Where does he make a little mistake? The Beit Levi says, when this person draws out a plan, and he says, "Okay, God, I believe in you. In the end, you're the one that's gonna get this done. But here is how I want you to get it done."
I see.
Meaning, God, you go according to my script. This is the script. This is the blueprint, God. And here, make it work this way. That's where the Satan comes in, the Beit Levi says, and he ruins the whole concept of Emunah and Bitachon. Yes, a person has a certain goal, and to give examples, to get married, to make a certain amount of money, to finish a certain degree, whatever it is, a certain goal, and he believes that in the end of the day, it's God that ultimately is going to make this happen. He believes it. God, I know you're the one that runs the world. It's you. But where's the tricky part? Hashem, here's the blueprint. Here's the script. Here's how I want you to get it done. So what's the problem over here?
He's not trusting in God. He's trusting in himself.
His own ability. Exactly. That little trick over there ruins lives.
So we can't.
Oh, so what's the task for today? So we're not gonna walk here. I hope so. With Hashem's help. We're not gonna walk out of here with just ideas and theories. We hopefully will walk here out of tonight with tachlis, as we like to say. What's tachlis? Okay, from now on, this is what I'm gonna work on. This is what I'm gonna do to be able to achieve A, B, C, D. So what's the task for this week? The task for this week is, God, I believe in you, I trust in you, but not according to my plan. I believe in you and I trust in you according to your plan, according to how you want to do it, according to how you feel is right. Not according to how I feel, but according to how you want it. And who do we learn this from? We learn it from all our forefathers. But the Beit Levi, he makes an exceptional point to mention a midrash that tells us about our forefather, Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu was sent by his parents to get married. His mother says, go to my brother's house and get married to his daughters. So we know the story. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you the whole story. He went 14 years. He was learning in the Bet Midrash, and then he's ready to go get married. But at that time, his nephew is coming to kill him, Eliphaz. His brother Esav wanted to kill him. Esav says, I personally can't kill him myself because my father's still alive. He'll get upset at me. But I'll send my son to kill him. So he sends Eliphaz to kill Yaakov. The grandchild, right? Yitzchak Avinu's grandchild. Okay. To him, it was, at least I didn't do it. The blood wasn't in my hands. Definitely, 100%. Me and you can agree that it is still worse.
But you can ask a neighbor or something.
Right, I hear. But who's gonna do it for you, neighbor? Kill somebody? So I'll tell you what Asa was thinking. Asa was thinking that my son, so Eliphaz was a tzaddik. He was, the Midrash says, he was learning Torah with Yitzchak Avinu. So Eliphaz understood the concept of Kibud Avayim, honoring your father and your mother. So Esav said, if I tell a neighbor to kill my brother, the neighbor's going to say, go fly a hot kite. Am I going to start? I'm going to be put to jail. So if I ask my son, say, hey, son, go kill your uncle. No, father, how can I kill? Hey, respect your father. It's from the Torah. You're learning Torah with your grandfather Yitzchak, yeah? Oh, okay, fine, but this is Esav. Definitely, but you can tell the brain size of Esav. So Eliphaz goes and he's like, you know what? I can't kill. Like you're saying, right? I can't kill. It's one Davidot. So what am I going to do? I'm going to make him like he owns nothing. I'm going to steal everything from him. Mamash, he stole the last sock from Yaakov Avinu. Why? Because the Gemara says a person who's poor to nothing, he's like a dead person. A person who's very poor, he's considered like a dead person, halachically. So Yaakov says, you know what? That's right. One of the things. A blind person, a woman who doesn't have a child is considered dead, right? So Yaakov said, you know, Eliphaz, you want to do what your father told you to do? But said there, you also don't want to kill me. So you know what? Take my money, take everything from me, take the shirt on my back. And we have another caller.
It's a hardworking today.
So what happened? Eliphaz takes everything from Yaakov, and then Yaakov goes into the water because he was naked, right? He goes into the water not to show nakedness in front of God, and he says to Hashem, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't have money to get married. Yaakov, I need to go get married. I learned 14 years. I just told my parents to go to the uncle's house, Lavan's house, to get married. I don't have money to get married. When my father got married to Rivka, Eliezer came with camels of gold of treasure. He came with a lot of money to buy her into the family. How am I going to get married?
I love this sound.
I have people that I don't even know calling Mamash. This never happens. It's Mama. It never happens. Is it right? I'm telling you. People will see. Okay, all right, let's go on. So what does Yaakov Avinu do? Yaakov Avinu says, Hashem, I don't understand. My father got married. He brought a lot of money. How am I going to get married? I don't have a dollar in my pockets. I don't have anything on my name. Not even a penny. Everything is. And then Yaakov Avinu starts to get worried. And then the Beit HaLevi says, Yaakov Avinu caught himself. And he says, wait a minute. God needs me to have money to get married. God needs me to have clothes on my back to get married. God needs me to be financially stable. God needs me to have a fancy degree to be married. God needs that. No. God is able to do everything and anything without me having anything. So he caught himself and he put his heart towards Hashem. It took us a few minutes, right? That's normal. But he put his heart towards Hashem and he said, Hashem, you can get me married even without money. And you know what the Beit HaLevi says? Unbelievable. Something unbelievable.
Can you repeat what he said?
Which quote? Yaakov said, Hashem, why am I worried? You can get me married even without a shirt on my back. I don't need money for you to get me married. So what does the Beit HaLevi say? Something very fascinating. Let's say Yaakov Avinu had money. He had money. Let's say he had money. Beit HaLevi said, if Yaakov Avinu had money, you know how many wives he would have had? One wife. If he would have came to Lavan's house with money, he would have walked out with one wife. And you know how many kids he would have walked out with? Just two. Just two. That's it. Rachel and two kids. Yosef. In the end, how many wives did Yaakov have? 4. How many kids did Yaakov have? 12. All the 12. Some say 24, correct? All the 12 tribes came from who? Yaakov Avinu. All of us come from who? Yaakov Avinu. So Hashem said, Yaakov, not only will your plan not work, not only did your plan not work, but if we went according to your script, Yaakov, and we went according to your plan, Yaakov, you would have left with much less Then, if we would have went according to my plan and my script. And the Beit HaLevi goes on, and he says, he quotes a Maharal. I love this Maharal. The Maharal, he's a rabbi that loves to take Torah and psychology together. It's genius. It's something that you can't. It's out of the world. So Maharal says human beings have a big problem. What's the problem? They believe in Hashem. In the end, they know. In the end, Hashem will take care of it. What's their problem? They're control freaks. They're control freaks. That's how we are. I'll be the first to say, right? I'll be the first. We are control freaks. The Maharal says, don't be that person that believes Hashem in the end. Oh, you see, in the end, everything is from Hashem. No.
We get the end.
Yeah. Oh, in the end, Hashem, he knows what he's doing. But inside his heart, he's stressed and worried and sitting there.
Like everything's happening. Like,
oh, exactly.
Like, this happened.
This happened. You lost this, you lost that.
Wait, did that really happen? Oh, this happened. That happened.
Right.
And they're like, oh God, but then the entire time you didn't believe in God the entire time.
But in the end, oh, that's why it happened. So the Maharal says, we are control freaks. We believe in Hashem in the end. But that's not the goal. The goal is to believe in Hashem in the process. While it's going on. While you're going through it. Yes, Robinson.
So where does Hishtadlut start and end?
Oh, beautiful. So she brought a very, very good point. Hishtadlut. What does Hishtadlut mean? Your effort, your part, right? Doing what you have to do. So the Beit HaLevi says, this is really for next week's class. Well, I'll give you a little sneak peek. Yeah, mamash, a little sneak peek. He says in the first chapter and towards the beginning of the second chapter that ultimately the reason why God created this concept of doing your part is really, it's like a mask. It has to look like you're doing something, but you're not doing anything. Yeah, I'll give you proof. I forgot to mention that this class should be dedicated for Sharona Bat Shoshana to find her zivug. Bezat Hashem, we should dance in her wedding this year. Zivug Shorosh Shama V'chen Yasum Amen. Very easy. Why do we have to learn about Emunah and Bitachon? You know why? Because it's a matter of life and death. Mamash, it's a matter of life and death.
You don't have faith alone, you're basically depressed.
You're done.
Wasn't there also saying that even if you have a knife to your throat, you still
Beautiful. That's what the Beit HaLevi says in the first chapter. The Gemara says that if a person has a knife to his throat, even at that moment, he should not despair. Why? Because the guy who's cutting you can have a seizure. And done. Drop dead. Finished.
I learned in school.
Yeah.
If someone's coming to cut you,
Definitely. Right. Exactly.
well, you can.
Very good. Right. But let's say you're tied up. Yeah. They tie you up on a chair. They cover your mouth with tape, duct tape, the gray one, the strong one. Yeah. And now he has a big sword. And you're like, okay, I'm done. That's it. God, I'm going to see you soon. Beit HaLevi says, don't despair. Because even at that moment, salvation can come and the guy can drop that and then, I don't know, something falls on him.
Or
Cops run this out, whatever it is.
Changes his mind.
Never, basically what he says, never lose.
Rather be in
Never lose
jail
hope.
than be in heaven.
All right, let's go on. Let's go on. So we quoted the Maharal, and the Maharal tells us that the most important part is for us not to feel that we're always in control, to have control, and not to just rely on Hashem in the end, but to rely on Hashem in the process. So he says like this: how should we start praying? How should we start praying from now on? To really, what tools can we use to implement this lesson and to really better? So he says a very important rule. The Beit HaLevi says, from now on, whenever you ask Hashem for something, health, family success, family peace, success in school, money, to get married, whatever it is, don't give Hashem ideas of how to make it work. You know, Hashem, I really need a house by this month. I need to close by this month. Why? because if I close by this month, it works out with the contractor that I really want because he's available 2 weeks early. And if I close the next month and he book himself 2 weeks before it, I'm telling you what I'm going through now.
So don't give excuses.
Don't give him ways of how to make it work. Hashem says, what? I need your way to make it work. I need I need to do it according to your rules. Well, I can't do it without it. Yaakov Avinu saying, Hashem, how am I going to get married with that money? Hashem says, I need you to have money to get you married. Oh, and you'll see. I'll marry you off with that money. And not only that, not only you'll have 1 wife and 2 kids, but you'll see if you really rely on me, you'll have 4 wives and 12 kids. Why? Because you relied on mine. Right,
But that's stressful.
right, but he didn't have stress. They were good wives. That's why. They were good wives.
But it sounds like they expect the unexpected. Like you never want, like you feel bad sometimes. Like God gave you too much. So how do you like say thank you, but like just like feeling guilty?
You feel bad that Hashem gives you too much.
Yeah.
And your question is, how do you?
Like, how do you not feel bad for like God giving you so much? It's like saying from a person that lived with
That you don't deserve. You feel you don't deserve.
Yeah,
it.
like someone lives with betrayal. Someone lives with like you don't trust anyone. They went through hardships, trauma. Like you don't have that trust that you can get the good amount of things. So like when you get it, you'll be like, it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. Like why did I get it? Because like all this time I didn't get it, and I just felt like unworthy. And now you're giving me all this luxury and silver platter and gold, silver. Like it doesn't feel that's your life. You feel like that was meant for someone else.
Beautiful.
What's the question?
She has a very, very deep question. So I tell you, the answer is in this book over here. The answer is in this book over here. I don't want to go through it now, just because that's for next week. But I'll give it to you, just for you not to walk away with, empty. So she says, actually an author, Miriam Yerushalmi, unbelievable. She takes Torah concepts and psychology and meshes it together. It's a life changer. Mamash. Reaching new heights through health and happiness. Exactly your question. That's the whole book's about. The whole book is on how really to, first of all, not feel alone. And the 3, to really feel self-worth, because that's what you're saying. You're saying, all my life I was so down, and then I got a little gift. Why do I? It doesn't feel right. Life is not supposed to feel this way. I'm supposed to be down, and nothing is supposed to work, and every opportunity, everything I touch is supposed to go into garbage, right? That's how it's supposed to be sour and vinegar, etc. Every wine I touch, it becomes
spicy.
Right. So she says that's a very common reaction, common problem, and it's all in the mind. And we're gonna talk about that next week. It's how it's all in the mind, how we're really supposed to feel. That's next week. Yeah. Let's try to do that. Sure.
How you explain how you're supposed to trust God to receive something, but don't say how. Like someone gave us a more example, like when you order in a restaurant, you're not going to go back and tell the chef exactly how to prepare it. Like, no, you're not saying, by the way, you're control this way. You know what's coming and you wait to receive it. Even if it's not exactly what you wanted, it's what God wanted.
Beautiful. Exactly. Exactly. So let's go on.
So I'm gonna write my question down.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Please. Who makes life more difficult for us? Ourselves.
Our God. Ourselves are
not even in our control.
our responsibilities.
To the point where like this situation we want though, it's everybody. That's also
What do you want from guys now?
no, she's saying women overthink.
Yeah. Guys are silent overthinkers. Women are loud overthinkers.
That is so true.
I'm telling you because I'm a guy. Right.
What are you thinking? He's just like spazzing. I'm like, what are you thinking? He's like, nothing. I'm like, I bug him to tell me. Then he's telling me a whole lecture for an hour. I'm like, why did you leave it inside for so long? Like, I don't like telling my phone. It's annoying. Say it. I'm your therapist, for God's sake.
So it says like this. The Beit HaLevi tells us, why are so many people? Now, I remember the last time I was here. Was it the last time? Or the second to last time? We gave a statistic of how if you go into a pharmacy and you ask them, what do you make the most, on? And they'll tell you antidepressants. And we said by 2022 that depression will be the second most die from disease that we have in the world. First being heart attacks, second being depression and stress, which, by the way, heart attack is in the result of stress. So really, number one is depression and stress. So the question is, why are so many people not happy? Why are so many people sad? And I'll tell you the truth. I get phone calls that people from my students that they want to commit suicide. No joke.
That's very true.
Some people feel that way. And I remember, I think the first time I was here, I was telling you how I had a girl in my class in 7th grade that she was, remember?
Yeah.
She wasn't in school for a while, and we gave her a call, and we saw some marks on her arm, and we were like, what's going on? And she said, oh, because you called me and you said the class is missing. She was going to commit suicide. Yeah, it's a big thing. It's a big thing.
Can I try to answer that question?
Yeah, definitely.
I want to say that maybe the world is promising us happiness through physicality, and we're searching for this happiness. Oh, if you get these new designer shoes, you will be a happy person. If you get this new shirt and suit, you will be a happy person. If you try this food,
No, she's right.
and not, you get it, or you get it, and you're like, where is it?
It's not that the things that give you happiness, if you want that,
Or you're
that
searching
emptiness to get upgrade. You want to get restored.
Like there was a meme of like a person in water. It's like without God, and the person's like struggling and drowning, and it's like with God, he's just like chilling on top of the water. It's like Hashem is literally doing everything for you. What are you stressing for?
Yeah, I read something. Rav Chaim Kanievsky, Zecher Tzaddik Yosef, we lost him. Erev Shabbat, right? 3:30 p.m. Israel time in Bnei Brak. The biggest rabbi in the world, and for the past who knows how many generations. So I saw a meme, or if you call it, and they said over there, Rav Chaim, he had over 1 million people in his levaya to come to bury him. Over 1 million people. Because he didn't have Instagram, he didn't have Facebook, he didn't have TikTok, he didn't have, what else is there? Snapchat, what is it called? Snapchat. He didn't have any of those things. He didn't have likes and comments and followers. He had nothing. Can I tell you something? He did not know the address to his own house. He did not know. There was a story floating around that one guy comes to him. He said, Rabbi, I want you to be the sandak of my son. Oh, it's a big zechut. Sure, I'll do it. It's okay. This is the address. Do you know where this address is? I'm sorry, I don't know. It's right across the street from your house. You don't know the address across the street to your house? Everyone knows the address across the street to their house.
I can say right now.
All right. Yeah, you didn't know? And his wife, before she passed away, she died 20 years before him. She died 74. He died 90. She's 20 years before him. She said he never knew how to make coffee. Never knew. Not because he didn't know how to make coffee.
He chose to forget.
He didn't want to know.
Why not?
That's where we gave a class on that last night. So ask for the recording. We can send it to you about Rav Chaim's life. But more or less, who was saying the materialistic things that make them happy? They think that's what makes them happy, right? The followers and the Instagram like this, that makes you happy. But in the end, what happens? What makes you happy? The Rebbe said it is a connection to Hashem.
What was the name?
He didn't have any likes on Instagram, this, that, but he had over 1 million people in his levaya.
Yeah, when a celebrity dies, everybody's like, oh, they died.
Yeah.
That's it. Right. Take the most famous doctor, most famous lawyer, most famous, I don't know, artist, rapper, pop singer. They got 1 million people. 1 million people? What? 1 million people? He was never on social media in his life. Yeah. Can we save it for after? I want one thought, and you can ask all you want. You have a paper to write it? I can give you. You ran out of ink? I have pen too. All right, let's go. One thought, then I'll let you ask. So he says over here, why are so many people in this dump of depression and stress and not happiness and suicidal thoughts? Why? So the answer is beautiful. Everyone has a plan of how they want their day to go. Right? You wake up in the morning and you say, okay, I envision that the day should go a certain way. How? I'll tell you personally, right? I want to wake up in the morning and I want my wife to smile at me.
Did you do anything to make her smile?
Stop. And hint. Write that on the note too. Smile. Okay.
I can't. People like expect the unexpected from their wife.
Joking.
It bothers me.
So he says, you want to wake up in the morning. You want, your husband, your wife to smile at you, to greet you nicely. You want to wake up, you want to put your feet on the floor and for the floor not to be cold. Right? We all have that. You wake up in the morning and the floor is cold. It doesn't feel too good.
That's why that sucks.
Slippers on the floor. Or just have you.
That's my mom.
Need a tire.
Expensive.
Oh, carpet. That's also a good one. It's a good one. So you wake up in the morning and you want your kids to sleep in, not wake up 5 a.m. and cranky, right? You want to wake up in the morning and you want to make sure that when you go to, where do you guys get your coffee? Starbucks. Home.
I don't know where you come from. I drink tea, black tea, Earl Grey, 2 sugar.
Oh, so let's go tea. You wake up in the morning and you want what's his name, Ricardo, to make you tea. Earl Grey with 2 sugar. Coffee, 3 sugar with milk. That's how I like my coffee, for those who want to make me coffee. Right? 3 sugar and milk. Everyone wants the coffee to be a certain way. They want the bus to come on time, the Uber driver not to be a certain ethnicity. Right?
And then they give you a bad score when they say no.
Some of them.
Check your rating.
Yeah, right. So you have your day planned out a certain way, yes? So what happens? You wake up one morning, and who planned your day? Hashem. And he decided.
Hashem planned my day to cry.
And he decided that your wife won't smile at you, or your husband. He decided your kids not to sleep in. In fact, to wake up 2 hours earlier and to be cranky. And he decided the floors to be very cold, and happens to be the heater didn't work that night. And he decided that the coffee is not only going to have 3 sugar and milk, it's going to be so bitter, he's going to take a sip and throw it away. And he decided that the bus is not only going to come late, but there was a little puddle over there, and the wheel went into the puddle, and you just got that new skirt out of the dry cleaner after a whole week that you wanted to wear it. Boom, all over your skirt, the muddy puddle over there. He decided, and he decided that that's how your day is going to go. Did God's plan correlate with your plan?
No.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. So the Beit HaLevi says, what do we say after such a day?
Thank you, Hashem.
What do we say?
Why?
Why?
I was expected.
How would we rate the day? 0.
I don't understand.
Not good.
But thank you.
Not good. That's
No, I just
right.
say,
That's the goal,
Alhamdulillah.
to get there. That's the goal. Meaning right now, when it's not happening, what's your name? Mazal. Right now, when it's not happening, yeah? When it's not happening, we can say, call it over.
That's what I just said.
But when you're in the middle of it, right?
Yeah.
When you're in that horror story,
This only happens to me.
why? Why me? This is such a horrible day. This is no good, right?
Dark times, but then the light.
Definitely, 100%.
Like a
Right. But again, when we say that when we feel good, the point to feel that and to say that when we're not feeling good. So he says here that the director, the boss, your creator, he decided your day. He decided, your father decided your day. You want the flight to be at 12 p.m. You come to the airport, and guess what? He decided the flight to be 6 a.m. Who decided it? God.
Or just check your phone. Really.
Sometimes it's a last minute delay, right? Sometimes the last minute happened to me. Last time I flew out. Last minute delay, 3 hours.
Or
That's it.
sometimes it just aligns everything so perfectly.
But at the moment, what does it look like?
That's the thing. When you think things are falling apart, that's when they're actually
Coming together, right? And guess what? when one thing breaks, another thing is being built much better and much bigger.
Have
You
anyone
know,
ever
anytime I
tried-
feel like I'm late and I'm calling people like, hey, I'm gonna be like, it's okay to get like I'm rushing to. Can you like be mad for a second? Like it's so annoying. I'm on my way, like I'm 10 minutes. It's okay, take your time. Like,
Right. So he says here,
take your time. Just I'll be like, okay, let me go get coffee then. Are you good? You're not me.
and really, whatever it is, right? Orange juice. Orange
Get that
juice.
smoothie.
You like orange juice without pulp.
Oh yeah.
They say, sorry, we have orange juice today just with pulp.
I'm
Or-
destroying it myself.
Or he told you orange juice with no pulp. You're so happy and you take it and you make a bracha, shakol, and what happens? Extra pulp.
I'll say thank you so. I got 50% of it.
I throw it out personally. I won't drink it. I don't like pulp. No, I don't like pulp.
I don't care. I like to chew the
Okay,
orange
see it?
juice.
You said that.
I like it too. It's like I'm eating and drinking at the same
Right.
time. Unless it's spoiled.
Let's go. Let's finish off with this. Let's finish off with this. He says, this that happens to us is for the rest of our lives. It happens all the time. It will always happen. But he says, the light in the end of the tunnel is when we stop arguing and we do what's called, as King David says, "Hashlech al Hashem yahavecha v'hu yechakelecha." He says, throw your burden on me and you see your salvation. What does that mean, throw your burden on me?
Throw all your problems on
Throw your all your problems on God. And Vilna Gaon says, the King David, you know how he lived his life? Like a baby in a mother, in her mother's arms. A baby.
King David?
King David lived
No.
the worst
Yes.
He literally, he was like ready
No.
to kill him. and
What
he's
do I
like,
mean
"Shut
by
up."
lived his life? Meaning to say, so how do we define, very good, you brought a very good point. How do you define,
Haunted by so many
one second.
people.
Good. How do you define King
But he
David's
was
life?
grateful
You don't
for
see
his
babies
hardships.
suffering.
But he was
How do you
grateful for those
define his life?
hardships.
Is he a person with emunah or no?
Of course, absolutely.
Why? Because of all the
Believed in Hashem.
all the challenges he went through. If he went through a life, manicure, pedicure, everything is good,
As Russians
all
like to say, no,
kids,
no, no.
all holy kids, wives not driving him crazy, dinners are never burned, no one is trying to kill me. Oh, and I had emunah. Can
That's
you?
not immune though.
Oh, exactly. And that's what happened to Eov.
It's a spoiled
Eov
life.
had a life full of luxury. He had the biggest houses. He was very rich. His wife was very good to him. He had everything. And the Satan said Hashem. And Hashem was praising Eov one day upstairs. Wow, look at my son over there. He loves me as emunah. And Satan says, of course, because he has everything in life. You don't determine a person who has emunah based on how happy he is. You determine his level of emunah when he's going through the struggle, when he's going through the mud, to the quicksand.
But how did David HaMelech do that?
Oh.
He was hunted by his father.
He was hunted, he
by
was-
his son.
His son, his
So-
wife, one time, Michal, she humiliated him in front of everybody, right? She got really punished for that.
He was kicked out of.
He was kicked out, he was embarrassed, people threw rocks at him.
Basically a Cinderella
From
From
day
story.
one. his
from
own
day
father
one.
sent him to the field.
Yeah,
Don't
they thought
die.
he was a mamzer.
King David
Right?
is literally the definition
So-
of a Cinderella story.
But
100%.
what is your name?
Inspiration.
What's
But
your
it's
name?
original.
Yeah, they take a lot of things from the book.
Shira, is your name Shira?
Yes.
Shira. King David had the most difficult life. We can all agree.
Yes.
But he is defined, the Vilna Gaon says, he's the person with the most emunah. He is the example with the most emunah. Why? It's because just like a baby knows, I don't have to worry. Mommy knows when it's time to feed me. Mommy knows when it's time to put me to sleep. Mommy knows when my next meal will come. What am I worried about? She makes a little cry, mommy's there. Mommy's there, a little cry, oh, bottle. Oh, it's time to sleep, time to play. She needs to be burped. Mommy knows. For the mothers in the room, they know. They know. For the ones who babysit their siblings or whatever it is, right? They know. She cries a little, the child cries a little. I'm saying she because I have two daughters. Right? She cries a little and mommy's right there. So King David lived his life that way. Any problem he had, he went to the books. He went to the prayers. He went to Tehillim. He didn't rush to the doctors, I'm sick. No, he rushed to Hashem. Hashem, you could take me out, not the doctor. He didn't rush to his rich uncle. I need a loan. I hear this. I need money. No, he went to Hashem. Hashem, you can take me out. He didn't run to his boss for a raise. Hashem, I believe you can give me a raise. Yes, we have to do our part. Ishtadlut. We have to do the masked part. But in the end of the day, Hashem does not need us, doesn't need our money, doesn't need our knowledge, doesn't need our strength, doesn't need our skill set to get us to our goals. You know, but we were by the Yam Suf, the water. There were 4 categories of Jews, the Zohar says. They all complained to Hashem. Each category complained to Hashem, but different reasons how they feel that Hashem should save them. 4 different categories, 4 different groups. What does Hashem tell Moshe? Why are they yelling? Why are they telling me how I should save them? I want to jump in the water. What do you mean jump in the water? Just jump in the water, meaning to what? Let me take the driver's seat.
Did Moshe actually question God?
He was davening, and Hashem told him, why are you davening? Stop davening. Meaning to say, stop giving me reasons of how you think that I should save you. I know how to save you.
No.
I don't need your advice. I don't need your
Hashem did to the Bnei Israel, so why would he ask why jump in the water if he knows like he's gonna have this?
So at that moment, he didn't know. That's why Hashem yelled at him. Why are you telling me how I should run the show? That's what he was yelling at him. So what do you want from me? Tell them to jump in the water. What do you mean jump in the water? Yeah, what does that mean jump in the water in our life terms? Let me take the driver's seat. That's what God is saying. The task for this week is Hashem, I want A, I want B, I want C. I want to close on a house. I want to get married. I want it to be this way and my wedding to be on that day and to him to be this. Hashem, I don't know anything. I don't know anything and I don't know how I want it. I want it according to your script, according to your plan, according to how you feel is right. Because Hashem could let it be according to our script. The Chabot HaLevot says it. Hashem says, no problem. You want me to go according to your script? I'll do it. But guess what's going to happen? I might have to remove myself. Why? Because ultimately, you believe in your script. And I might have to remove myself. And when I'm not there, what happens? It's bound to fail. You're bound to fail. So when we say, Hashem, my script, my way, why is it? Make it that on my daughter's birthday, it shouldn't rain because we want to make a birthday party in the backyard.
Can't you still pray for it?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's where he comes and he says that praying for it is really showing Hashem that what? I don't believe in your plan. I want it according to my way. So what does he say here? He says, you can pray for Hashem, look, I want it this way. But you're the infinite one. Ultimately, you know what's good for me. And if you feel my way is not good for me, then do it your way. He says that is Emunah, that is bitachon, where you trust in Hashem, meaning I'm praying for Sunday night not to rain because we want to make a barbecue for whoever's birthday. Hashem, please, it shouldn't rain, should be this and that. But Hashem, in the end, if it does rain, I do believe that you chose for that to happen, and that was good, and that means you wanted it to be inside. The famous story, I heard this from Abraham Shor. There was a kollel guy in Ramat Bet Shemesh in Israel. Kollel guy means he learns Torah all day. He gets bit by a snake. I don't know if I told you this story. He gets bit by a venomous snake, deadly snake. He goes to the hospital. They rush him to the hospital, and he wants to know. He wants to know from the doctor. Doctor, am I, planning my funeral? Where am I going to live? The doctor saying, listen, a very rare case we have. You don't have it every day that people get bit by snakes. We're going to need a week to the testing here and there. We need a week to figure out what's going to happen to you. So go for now. Here, take this medication. It should keep you alive for a week. Come to call us in a week, and we'll tell you whether to plan your funeral or to plan your wedding. He's sitting there. A week and a half passes. He calls back the doctor. He says, doctor. Now, majority of doctors in Israel are Jewish. The doctor, no, you have a week and a half. I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating. What's going on? He said, till yesterday, I never believed in God, the doctor says. But today, I believe in God. What happened? You had a tumor in your leg you didn't know about. You had a tumor, and it was growing. Oh, it was big. But it didn't bother you. It was one of those. You didn't know about it. And when the snake bit you, the venom in the snake entered, and it killed the tumor.
No way.
And you don't have a tumor anymore. And I found a medication that can cure this venom.
Wow.
Much. True story.
That's crazy.
Happened in Israel. What happened? This guy thought, Hashem, I'm a kollel guy. I'm learning Torah all day. I'm not even married. I don't have a family. Why are you doing this to me? I'm about to die. But in the end, what happened? It was the best thing for you. So your plan, you wanted a certain way. Hashem saying, what? 1 second. Throw the burden on me. I don't need this, that, this to help you, to get you what you want. I don't need you. I don't need your plan. I don't need your script. I don't need your idea. I don't need your wisdom. Because I created that wisdom and that plan in you. All you have to do is in your prayers, Hashem, I need this. I need a house. I need to get married. I need a job. I need to pass this test. If you feel it's right, do it according to how you feel is right.
Best part is in that story, one can say, why did he put the tumor in the guy's leg? But if he didn't, then the doctor would have never
Exactly.
realized anything.
And then now the doctor's from. Right? Exactly. So we all have a certain way, we all have a certain plan, how we want our day to go. Right? What happens? Hashem comes in, he says, what? I chose your day. And guess what? This is the best thing for you. Why? Because I don't make mistakes. I don't make mistakes. You know, we just went through Purim. And Esther, the Jewish people, that's all they had. That's all they held on to. We have a queen in the palace. And she's Jewish. It's like the Jewish people with Trump.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, we have Trump, we're good. Israel is good. Embassy moved to Yerushalayim. Everything's going to go for Israel. Everything for the Jews, for the Jews, for the Jews. Hashem is saying, what? You put your faith in this guy instead of me? Not only am I going to take him out, you'll see how I'm going to take him out. 2, I'm going to put a sleepy guy.
As really how I thought about it.
Right? That's how it works.
I just realized that everyone trusted each other, like, oh, life is so great. And then God is like,
Why does God do that? You know why?
Thought, like, life is so luxurious because of him.
Exactly.
Then he brought the picking up Biden, and then now everyone is like, we're like, oh, please help.
Right. So what did Esther do? Back to Esther. They all trusted in Esther. We have a queen in the palace. She's gonna get this decree out. What does Esther do? Achashverosh, I'm making a pardon.
They've got lucky. Esther trusted in Hashem. Oh my God, we're learning that in depth.
Wow.
You have more mental, right?
So what happened with Esther? She says to Achashverosh, her husband, invite Haman. And the Jewish people at that moment, what? Haman? And they thought, the Gemara says, that Esther lost it. So that's it. The queen, she became corrupt. She got influenced. Achashverosh took over. She invited Haman. She's boys with Haman. We're done. We're going to die. Panic. Why did Esther do that? Esther did that. 1 second. Why did you want to answer? You want to answer?
It's like tempting me.
Go ahead.
So basically, Amina Rube has ceremony with the teacher. So she tells us a story about Esther, like in the Purim time, that everyone had like that encouragement, like they were doubting 90% for like Hashem, but 10% for Esther.
Beautiful.
So Esther knew what the Jewish people were doing, like, oh, you're praying for me, when you're praying to God, I don't want you to pray for me, that might help. I want for you to pray to God. So she made, on purpose, she said to Haman and Chadrish, I want to bring to a person when Bnei Israel heard it, they're like, oh, we cannot trust Esther, she cannot help us. So then 100% they trusted in God, and that day the party went great, and then like they had like.
And guess what? Because she invited Haman, that was the turning point in the whole story.
Also good to say.
Why was that the turning point? Because when you let go of the trust in the person, in the boss, in the rich uncle, in the shadchanit, and you throw your trust only to one person, your creator, your father, your boss, your director, you say, Hashem, you know better, your script is the best, it's all in your hands, it's all up to you. Guess what happens? Salvation comes. You go outside today. I want it to be a very nice weather. I'm a Leo. I like the heat.
You're a Leo?
Yes. So I come out and it's freezing, and I'm like, oh my God! I wore a light jacket. I didn't put on the scarf because to tell my voice, right? Unbelievable. And I was like, whoa! Who decided for the weather to be this way? And guess what? Who knows better, me or him? He does. I much rather him write the script in my life than myself. Why? Because he knows better. I don't want my back to hurt. But he wants my back to hurt. Who knows better? He knows better. So okay, you want me back there? That's good for me. But again, it's not gonna happen overnight. But with this, you have to first you have to know the concept. You have to hear the concept. You have to chew on it. You have to cook it. You don't make what you call oshplof in 5 minutes. You gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta simmer it, you gotta low heat, high heat, right? You gotta work with it. And Emunah bitachon is the same way. Emunah bitachon is the same way. Yes.
Is it okay to practice Emunah and bitachon and like in different areas of your life, or like not everything?
Can you give me an example?
As in like whatever.
What do you
like,
mean by practice?
Just like having faith that Hashem is like taking care of everything, but like in some areas they're like forget that like Hashem.
Oh, so listen to what she's saying. She's saying genius. She's saying, you hear this? Mazal, listen, she said a very good thing. She's saying, is it okay to practice emunah and bitachon in certain areas in life, but not others? Meaning to say, when it comes to my child, I'm going to do ishtadlut 1001. When it comes to my job, I shall be around the world. This is where this concept comes in. What do I mean? The Beit HaLevi says, that means you have emunah. What is ultimate emunah? 100%, 1000% problem-free life is when it's in the area where it's the hardest, the most sweetest, the most delicate place in your heart. And you leave it ultimately up to Hashem. That's when you know you have emunah. Specifically in those, I'll be the first to say it's the hardest thing in the world.
It is.
And my daughter, when she broke her leg, it was the most devastating thing. She broke it on Shabbat. So she broke it on Shabbat. So then that like you're already second guessing. You don't have a phone with you. Should I go to the ER? Not ER. And then we went to the ER. And then the doctor, you have those doctors that really scare you. Oh, she might need surgery. She's gonna limp for the rest of her life. She's 2 years old. What surgery?
Oh my God.
What surgery? What limp for the rest of her life? What are you talking about? And you're starting to think, you're worrying.
Bye-bye.
And then what old emunah is, there's no emunah. You forgot it. You forgot to spell emunah. What's emunah? You should do. You're sitting there worrying, you're calling your mom. My mom's a nurse, so she has connections. I'm calling her. And I stop. And I'm in a room alone. My wife went to the room with the doctor to get extra. I'm in a room alone. I'm just saying, I'm telling myself, it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Who put you here? Why are you here now? Hashem, does he make mistakes? Why are you sitting there freaking out, calling him? In the end, whatever is supposed to happen, Sunday. Whatever is supposed to happen will happen. And for next week's class, I'll teach you. Oh, there you go. I'll teach you one thing that we all create that usually doesn't even exist. You know what that is? Problems in our life. You know who creates them? We do. We give them life. We give problems in our life that are not supposed to exist. We give them life. So I told myself, what am I worrying about? What am I? Hashem, you decided this is the best thing. I don't understand. I might not understand till I'm 70, 80, or even until 120. But I know if you did it, it's the best. Now, what do you mean? Maybe Hashem didn't do it. You have people like that. Hashem he has nothing to do with me. What does he have to do with me? He created us. He created me. Fine, created the world. Now he's sitting there resting. He's watching TV. What does it do with me? He's not involved in my life. No, Hashem, 24/7, 24/7, 7 days a week, every second of your life, he's involved. I call big day Shemaim, who you're supposed to marry, when you're supposed to marry, what job you're supposed to have, how much money you're supposed to have, is all decided. You know what's not decided? To come to today's class, no one told you to come. It was not predestined. You decided to come. You decided to keep Shabbat. Hashem didn't decide. You decide to keep Shabbat. To keep kosher, to go to Martha's.
He's looking.
I'm not looking. I'm just looking.
I get it.
I'm not looking. I'm looking at myself. I'm not looking.
I get it.
It's all in whose hands? Everything is in Hashem's hands except for Yirat Shamayim. And I'll finish off with this. You know why Emunah is the hardest in our generation? The hardest. And you know what's going to bring Mashiach? Our Emunah. That's it. What's the proof? Listen to this. The Gemara says, and with this one, we'll finish. I went a little over time. Forgive me, please. The Gemara says like this. The Gemara in Brachot says that the night is divided into three parts. You have the first part of the night, which is sunset, right? Which is what was sunset today? For argument's sake, let's say 7:10.
Say 7:15.
7:10 is sunset. First part of the night, it varies depending on the season. But let's say each part of the night is divided into three, and each part of the night is 4 hours. Let's say. So you have 7 till 11, right? Then you have 11 till 3, and you have 3 till 6. So you have one part of the night, second part of the night, third part of the night. Listen to this genius. The Ben Ish Chai understands this Gemara a little different. He says the first part of the night corresponds to a donkey. The donkey.
Donkeys aren't that.
What do donkeys do? They neigh.
They're slow.
No, what do? They bray. Donkeys bray. A donkey's bray is not so loud. So it corresponds to the first part of the night. The second part of the night corresponds to a dog bark. A dog's bark is a little louder than a donkey braying. And the last part of the night corresponds to a baby crying, which is the loudest. Now, what is going on here? The first part of the night represents the first temple. The first temple was destroyed because of what? The Gemara says, no, that was the second. The Gemara says the first temple was destroyed because the people didn't appreciate the Torah as they were supposed to. Okay, good. What does that have to do with the donkey? Out of the 12 tribes, who's compared to a donkey? Yisachar. Yisachar was one of the sons of Yaakov, who Yaakov blessed that all the teachers come out of. Kichamor Garim.
That's the teachers.
All the teachers, they probably, most probably come from Yisachar.
That's a dog.
Yisachar is a donkey. He compares to a donkey because a donkey, he can walk with a heavy load on his back. So a Torah scholar has a lot of books in his mind. Teachers, they have a lot of info in their mind, and they're able to walk lightly. They don't walk heavy, right? And responsibilities for others, right? Exactly. So the donkey represents Yisachar, which represents the Torah, which represents the first part of the night, which represents the first temple. And the reason why the temple was destroyed, the first one, is because the lack of the Torah, which goes back to Yisachar, which goes back to the donkey. Clear? Clear. The second part of the night corresponds to the dog bark. What does that have to do with anything? So it corresponds to the second temple being destroyed. So what does the second temple have to do with the dog? Why was the second temple destroyed? Because, Yasmin, you said it, sinat chinam, which is baseless hatred, which is in another definition for Lashon Hara. Which, by the way, we have to work, right? To solve that problem. Now, what does Lashon Hara have to do with the dog? The Gemara says, a person who speaks a lot of Lashon Hara, a lot of slander, Hashem says about this person, it's good to throw you into a pile of dogs. Whatever. No. Here, a person who speaks Lashon Hara, Hashem says it's good to throw him into a pile of dogs.
Oh, because dogs bark a lot.
Bark a lot, and not only that, dogs were the quiet ones during the plague of darkness. The plague of darkness, where the angel of death was going around, and dogs usually bark. The only reason why dogs bark, by the way, is because they are scared. And they sense demons. And when you are scared, they sense the sweat and the fear, they smell it, they bark.
The worst fear I have is my dog barking at nothing.
That should be the greatest fear.
Why do you,
I don't know about cats. What they say about dogs. Yeah.
why do dogs scare dogs? Angel of death.
The dogs, why did they bark? They see. They see angels that they see. They don't see what we see. So that's the second part of the night, which is the second to darkest part of the night. The first part of the night is not so dark, right? Sunset is still a little, you can still see your friend. Second part of the night is a little darker. The third part of the night, which is the darkest part of the night, corresponds to a baby crying. What does that have to do with anything? The third part of the night, which is corresponding to a baby, which represents the third temple. Do we have the third temple yet? No. What's going to bring the third temple? The baby crying. Who do we compare to a baby crying? The Vilna Gaon said, King David. What does it mean to be compared to a baby crying?
To rely
To rely
completely on God.
completely on God. To rely, because a baby, that's what it does. Who does he have? Can the baby walk? Can the baby get the food? Can the baby go to sleep? No. It relies completely on Papa, Mama. We have to rely completely on Papa, Mama. When we are like the baby, cry to who? Who do you cry to? Who's the baby cry to?
Mommy.
Just to mommy.
Mama.
Just to mommy. What do we have to do? We have to be like the baby. Cry only to mommy, to Papa, to Hashem. When you do that, when you become an expert at that, we'll see the zechut of the third temple. We'll see the zechut. One little maaseh came to my mind. How much? 2 seconds. The Kotzker Rebbe, he had a sister. He was a very great rabbi. He was known for his miracles, for his blessings, for his miracles. So he lived in Europe. His sister went across Europe just to meet her brother, to get a bracha. His sister was going through a lot of things in life. So she's waiting online. Everyone's coming to get bracha from the Kotzker Rebbe. And she comes, oh, my brother, I didn't see you in so long. I have such a miserable life. I need you to help me. I need you to give me a blessing.
Why do you go to why did you go to him to help her
Instead of
asking?
okay, she wasn't there. She didn't come to Rabbi Emunah's class on Emunah. So she went to the Kotzker Rebbe. She says, her brother was a big tzaddik. You go to the Chacham, you go to the Rebbe. So she says, Rabbi, my brother, please give me a bracha. He says, no. You know what? I can't give you a bracha.
Instead of saying yes.
She said, you help so many people. All these people online, you give them blessing, you spend 30 minutes with each person, you can't give your own sister a bracha? He said, I'm sorry, I cannot help you. She walks out. She goes, Hashem, look, my own brother doesn't want to help me. I have no one else to trust but you.
What about your dad?
He wasn't around. I have no one else to trust but you. And he opens the door at that moment. He says, aha, come in. Now I can help you. She said, what? He said, yes. You came in here confident in my ability to help you. I'm not the one that can help you. It's not my ability. I want you to get to the point where you only trust in who? Nakadosh Baruch Hu and Hashem. And once you got to the point where you said, Hashem, I have no one, not even my own brother can help me. I have no one but you. Once you got to that level, now I can be the middleman to help you. But ultimately comes from who? Nakadosh Baruch Hu. Just to summarize what we said in an hour and 15 minutes, try for this whole week. Hashem, this is the goal. I want certain things. I need certain things. Not according to my script. Not according to my plan. According to yours. Do it the way you want it, Hashem. Because I know that's what's best for me. And when you leave it into my script and my plan, what do? You remove yourself from me. And not only do I get what I want, but I dug a bigger hole. So Hashem, from now on, I want what's good for me according to your script. Baruch Adonai L'olam. Amen. Amen. Baruch, thank you so much.